Guys, last night we had an issue with my little girl here. She's fine today. She wasn't fine last night. Where's your baby? Yeah, I noticed her yesterday eating late, laying around, get up, walk a little ways, lay down, roll, get up, walk around, lay down. And I went out and loved on her a little bit, but every time, you know, she'd get up, come and love, then she'd go back over and lay down. I thought, well, that's not normal. You know, she lays down and rolls a lot. You know, Ivan does too, in a normal day. But I could tell, you know, she was not breathing bad or anything like. I love you too, baby. But I could tell she didn't feel right. So I took her for a walk, let her walk all out in the pasture, thinking maybe she just needs some exercise, you know. Well, it didn't seem to help a lot. I brought her back to her pen where her little friends are, and I put out hay for their nightly hay. She had no interest in it. And we had raised horses all our lives, you know, and I'd never run into things like we run into with Amy in my life. Raised on this place with horses. We've all had horses. My whole brothers and sisters, dads, and we all had horses. My dad had 13 mares, brood mares, and a stallion that he raised coats off of and sold. So we always had horses here. In a minute, we never had issues like we had with Amy. And never had a horse get cancer like Amy's mom did. Never. So as far as having health issues with horses, never did. I can only remember one time we ever had an issue with a horse, the one we bought. And I'll tell you that story one day. Woody, Bandit, Kippy, Buster, whoever it is, stop. They're all out and I have no idea who's barking behind me. I think it's Woody. Walking in here, but he can come in. He can come in here if he wants to. But anyway, let's get back to this girl right here. So I know Jamie's dealt with horses a lot, and nobody else here on the hill has ever really dealt with horses as much as I have, or Jamie. And Jamie's dealt with, I don't know if Jamie's had horses all her life. I have no idea, but I know she's dealt with these rescue horses. And I think, you know, and she said, maybe call Jamie, just ask her if she's ever run into this kind of a problem. You know, the horse up and down, up and down, up and down. So I did. I called Jamie. Now I'm trying to talk. I am trying to talk. And Jamie said, Sam, stop. That's my shoestring. Thank you, ma'am. You can't even come out here and have a decent conversation. You see my nose? Yeah, Buster. Buster bit me on the nose when I was wrestling with him. I don't know what's wrong with these people. Anyway, back to my story. Jamie's had some experience with horses because of this rescue they've done, you know, and they get horses with all kinds of issues. And I told her how she was acting. She said, well, maybe it's colic, you know. I said, well, she eats the same thing she eats every day, same amount, the hay, same hay. Baby, I am trying to talk, and all you want to do, you want to love? No, I think that might be a bite. You want to be like Buster, bite me on the nose. Pull your tail. And I said, okay, colic. So I knew a little bit about colic, although I've never had a horse with colic. Woody, is that you over there, son? You're in the wrong place. You got to go around. You got to go around, Woody. Woody's got up inside the old storage building over there, and he can't get out because he's coming from the back side. Anyway, I'm going to make this story short, okay? It's getting too long. Anyway, Jamie says what she did for her horse was her horse had colic. I said, okay, you know what? It ain't going to hurt her. So I came out. I gave her some antacid. Wasn't easy. I gave her some olive oil. Wasn't easy because colic, they kind of like, nothing stopped. Everything stops moving and they build up gas. They build up almost like constipation or whatever you might say. Nothing's moving. And that's why they keep rolling and getting up, rolling. They're trying to, I guess, get things to working. That's why the exercise, even though I didn't know at the time, was good for her. So I brought her out here, and I got all the stuff Jamie said she gives hers, including Gatorade. Wasn't easy. And her and I, with bad knees, worked together out here last night. And I stayed out here with her probably 2 or 3 hours just watching her after I give all the stuff to her. I think, hey, anytime something's gonna break loose. And sure enough, my friend Ronnie called. I sit there and talked to him for a little bit, and by the time our conversation was over, she was up. Kippy, stop. No, that's nasty. Kippy, fine stuff to chew on. He don't know what it is. You don't know what that is. And anyway, I ain't gonna go through all the treatments I give her, but I gave her several. And by the time I got off the phone, she was up, moving around, eating at the grass here. So this morning, I'm not feeding her at all. I just brought her some hay. And I'm gonna let her out with the goats, the big pasture. And let her kind of exercise today, get more exercise, you know, and the goats are not mean. They're not gonna hurt her. And this afternoon, I'm gonna put Ivan in with her and see how Ivan treats her. If Ivan's nice to her, I may leave her in here for a while. The only thing I noticed that she may be doing out there, even though she has feed and she has hay in front of her, she started eating on a lot of those oak leaves that blow in there from those oak trees. And I don't know, could they be toxic? Could they be something, you know, I don't know. The goats eat them too, but she maybe following along eating what the goats eat like Miracle does. I don't know. But she's fine today. And she's standing there eating her hay, so she's fine. And I see she's pooped several times. Jamie says, watch for her, make sure she's pooping. Well, she's pooping. Today she's pooping. She feels better. But I had my work cut out last night, guys. I went in the house and I sat down in my chair, my knees. She says, you okay? I said, I'm gonna go take a shower and sit down for a while and I'll be okay. And Kim come by with her ailment, and I was trying to think, was this what I used on, Gidget work on Kim? Pour some Gatorade down her, a little bit of olive oil, and acid. I'm gonna cut this off and I'm gonna go ahead and get changed. I'm still wearing my shorts. I want to come out and love this girl here for a little bit this morning. Me and you had it last night, didn't we, kid? Yeah, me and you argued, didn't we? She's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. I'm glad Jamie gave me the advice she did, and like I said, I was in her, you know, about like I did on Ivan and something. That when Ivan was sick, I sat down, I start reading, and but it's good to talk to somebody that had been through evidently what we were into. A little colic. What caused it, I'm not for sure. Everything's the same as it has been every day. No, ma'am, don't you try to be mean to your pawpaw. Eating my shorts. I can't go in the house. Well, I guess I could go in the house with no shorts. Nobody in there. I don't know what breed. I don't think I start walking across the yard with no shorts on, baby. I don't know. Pawpaw's lost it. All right, guys, I don't know if I may put this with a Sunday video or not. This is Sunday morning. I'm just, you know, trying to get things done and organized. I give Ivan another worming this morning. Wormed him here. I worm Ivan about every 3 or 4 or 5 months, something like that. You know, 3 months, I think. But this morning's time for his another worming. He don't like it, but it's what has to be done. When we got these little girls, they were worming. We wormed them, and I've wormed her since. What? Once or twice? How many times? How many times? All right, guys. I love you guys. You know, I've made so much time on this video. Probably make us just a video just about me and Gidget, or Gidget's problem. That might sound good. Gidget had an issue. We had an issue. But you know, I tell you about raising all these horses and stuff. Give you a quick story. My mare, her name was Judy. It's a big blue mare, beautiful mare. And she had a colt, you know, every year or so. But still, she was mine. But the colts, my dad sold the colts. You know, we never got attached to the colts. We had, I think it was 13 mares and our stud horse, old Jim. And the colts seemed like I was always in demand, you know, not like quarter horses and stuff would be. That wasn't that kind of money involved, but they was good colts. And I was just a boy. And her name was Judy, big blue mare. And the horses, you know, you've seen horses, they all get to go in sometimes out there in the pasture by themselves just to run in. It looked like a herd of Mustangs. It was beautiful watching them run. All of them had long manes and tails, you know, beautiful horses, all different colors. And they're running. There's no road went back in by the river back there, made a loop. And they're running down through there, and nobody chased them around like that. And we found what happened, and that's how we know what happened. There's always, you can see where they've been running, but there was a log, and they all jumped this log. When Judy jumped the log, and where she jumped at, there was a snag sticking up, and it stuck her. Impaled her on that log, and she had to be put down. I mean, she's a sweetheart. Anyway, so there's other horses I could have rode, but I kind of didn't want one everybody else been riding, so I told my dad, I said, let's go to the sale barn and see if we can't just buy a horse, you know, cause buy a good horse. I don't want to. And my dad, well, you know, we go up and look. Long story short, we go up and I'm just a kid, you know, kids don't know, and horses were not expensive. I mean, you know, $150 to buy you a good horse. And all the money I'd saved up doing odd jobs around wherever, I think I had like $120 to my name. My dad would give me some money if I'd wanted it, you know, but kind of want to do stuff on your own. And along the sale barn at the back, they had all these horses that were rideable tied up to the fence. You know, different owners would bring their horses that were you could ride. And there's other horses in the corral back in the back that you took a chance on. That's another story there I'll tell you about one day. Lester. Y'all say, oh, what a horrible daddy. Anyway, I may throw that in here in a minute. But there was this little gray gelding. Wasn't a big horse, but it's a good looking little horse. And the old fella sitting there propped up there by him, and I walked up and I said, does he ride good? He said, oh yeah, son. He says, I work cattle on him. Wow. He said, you can shoot off of him. Whoa, that's what I need. Although I didn't really hunt off a horse, I mean, it's nice to be able to shoot off of one, you know, if you needed to. Because I'd go back there sometimes with my rifle and tie my horse and do a little target practice on different things and stuff. It's awesome. And, you know, there's critters in that river that will hurt you. But anyway, that's awesome. So I got on my road around there a little bit. And yeah, I said, Dad, I asked the guy what he wanted for him, and my dad's looking at different things, you know, around us looking, and he said, oh, I don't know. He says, he just messing with me. He said, how much you got? He hadn't tells me. I should have said $50. I mean, what he got it? I got $120. Well, that's what I'm wanting for him. We bought him. I told my dad, Dad, I found one I can buy. He come back and looked at him and checked his mouth. He had good teeth. good shape. We loaded that horse up, brought him home. I got home, I got on him, I rode back with the cows. You ride up there, you stop, them cows be all around you, steady. You can stand up on the horse's back. Yeah, like a trick rider, like a trick rider. He never flinch, solid. Awesome horse. And this is spring and summer. Beautiful horse. Kind of a light gray looking horse. Not white, but kind of light gray. Come winter, when we bring the horses in and feed and stuff and hay and stuff, he wouldn't eat. This horse wouldn't eat. We tried every kind of feed you could buy. And he wouldn't eat a bite. You put it in his feed trough, lock him up in there all night. You could leave him there a day or two, and you just stand there and look at it. He wouldn't eat it. My dad even tried to push it down his mouth to make him, taste, at least taste it. Sling it out. Called a vet. He come out to examine him and see what's going on, because this horse is starting to lose weight, a little bit of weight losing, because he's not eating nothing. And he said, I really don't know what to tell you. Mr. Morris told my dad, he said, I don't know what to tell you. He says, there's nothing wrong with his mouth. He said, he looks sound and solid. He said, I don't think the horses probably ever eat. Never, ever eat it. That's why he was in real good shape when we got him, because he's losing weight. You see, start to see his ribs showing, not bad, not like poor, but losing weight. Because there's no grass no more, And he said, I bet he was raised on just a grass pasture, or maybe even grass in the winter, like oats or ryegrass or something like that. And see, it's too late in the year now to plant oats and ryegrass. We're already up in like November or so, About the time you bring stuff in and start feeding. And he said, you can try hay. And we went and bought alfalfa. We went and bought good quality hay. Just stand there and look at it. You let him out, he got to start eating that old dead grass, which wasn't doing him no good. My dad sold him. He didn't want him to. My dad shopped around and found somebody that would take him that had ryegrass pastures and oat pasture down here, I think around Crosby. And he loaded him up and took him down there and sold the horse. But he was a good horse, but we wasn't prepared for that something like that. It's really weird. He wouldn't eat no kind of hay, wouldn't eat no feed of no sort. But my dad checked on him a couple of times. He's doing good down there. The man had a big pasture, had cows, and there was oats and ryegrass and stuff growing, and he went right there and just fell right into eating. And so anyway, he got a good home, I guess. So never know when you go buy something. Look at G's teacup. You never know. The man should have told us when I bought him. He won't eat feed. He won't eat hay. You're gonna have to have a oats or ryegrass pasture for him. It's all right. Talk about another little quick story, and I'm gonna put this all together. I'm just sitting here with my girl. She's eating her hay, and she's doing good today. G wanted a horse, and I called sale barn owner. I work for the sheriff's office, and I knew all these guys real well, and they knew me, and I called him, and his name was Charlie. Charlie. My wife is looking for a horse, just to ride. He says, Jane, he says, I've got a horse up there in the crowd. He says, I can't tell you a lot about him. He seems like a good horse. But he says, that's all I know. He says, why don't you go up there and see what you think? If you like him, take him. We'll work it out. Okay, can't beat a deal like that. So, anyway, we go up, Lester and I take a bridle, Horse is gentle out there, and walked out in the crowd, put that bridle on him, and I said, Lester, get on him and just kind of, yeah, Lester, you get on him. I guess Lester's about 14, 15 years old. Well, he hops right up on him and started walking him around a little bit. He got into like a little canter, a little bit faster, a little bit faster. Well, I didn't realize that I wasn't paying attention. The alleyway that went up into the sale barn, the gate was open. And it's a long alleyway, probably 100 yards long. It's a big sale barn with nothing but, you know, pens on both sides. All the gates are closed. That's where they keep cattle and stuff. And it goes all the way up to actually the sale ring where they actually sell. And there's a gate there. But there's boards that come across, you know, like ceiling joists coming across. And on a horse, you can get drug off. You can get your brains knocked out probably. And all of a sudden that horse took off. Well, Lester had him going fast anyway. But then he come around and made that sucker come by that opening. And I said, oh God, don't let him get hurt, you know. And I'm thinking, you know, he gets hurt. What am I going to do? Well, what am I going to say when I get home? Yeah, Lester got a knot on his head, or Lester got this, Lester got that, or worse, or horrible. God blessed us. Lester, smart. He leans down on him, and that probably made the horse go faster. He thinks he's a racehorse now. But anyway, he kept getting his head. And that horse went all the way to the end and turned around and coming back out, and I finally got him stopped. Yeah, I bought him. I bought him. I brought him home to G. If Lester can ride him, G can ride him. Oh, yeah. I bought that horse. She was so proud of me, and Lester drove up with that horse. Oh, he's so pretty. It was a buckskin, real pretty horse. I forget the name of that horse. I forget the name. I bought a horse from a friend of mine. Tell you how people can talk. Yeah. Oh, he's got a big blue gilded, beautiful horse, big horse. And he said, oh, it was a good horse. And I should have knew this guy hadn't had that horse that long. He'd bought him somewhere. And baby. I drive up there, look at him. He says, go ahead and take my saddle. You can bring it back later and ride him home, see what you think. Well, we didn't have much traffic back then, so I threw the saddle on him and got on him. And good feel, a good feel to him, you know, good solid feel to him. And we come on down that road, you know. Cars coming, you know, and he'd shy a little bit, kind of, you know, for a car coming. I'd get over the very edge of the road and a car go by. It was okay. Neighbor up here had some calves, and we come along that fence line on that road, and these calves come running up the road to see it. That horse, it went sideways, almost lost me in the middle of that road. He was so gun shy of animals moving. We didn't keep him long. I had to sell him. I couldn't keep him long. Things would spook him. Things you wouldn't think would spook him. You know, a cow in the woods, man, he'd throw in my eyes, little eyes get big, he'd run sideways away from it. And if you wasn't settled in that seat, you're gonna come off of there. And I rode up here to the house one day, and there's stupidity on my part, and I've been doing some work out there, and there's sawhorses there, you know, and I just throw the reins, wrap the reins, you know, like cowboys do, around the sawhorse, and went in the house. Well, a chicken, or a cat, or something come out of the house. He took off with that sawhorse, down through the woods, tore my saddle off down there. So we had to find the saddle, the bridle, and everything. He tore it all off down in them woods. Yeah, we've had some experiences with some horses, and most of it's stupidity on our part. Woody, now Woody, she come to love Pawpaw. See, she's telling you back up, Woody. She's telling you back up, Woody. I want to love my Pawpaw too. She's happy with my doctoring skills last night. All right, I'm gonna close this off, guys. We're gonna put her out here in the garden area for a little while, and in a little bit we're gonna let her on out there with the goats when they get through eating. Okay. And if I don't add no more to this, and I may add something with her out there in the pasture, and I probably will, but if I don't, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you subscribe if you haven't. I hope you'll share it with a friend. Hit the like button. And I love you guys. And if I don't add no more, I'll see you later. Yeah, she's drinking good this morning. She feels so much better. You want to go out? You want to go out in the garden? Gidget. Okay.